Good morning. Now I call the meeting of the Civil Service Commission to order. Today's meeting is being recorded. Please remember to speak directly into your microphone so everyone in the room can hear you, and so we can capture your statements on the recording as well. Ashley, will you call the roll, please?
Wennis,
Here.
Losi,
Here.
Campbell,
Here.
Worth,
Here.
Grinlin, absent.
You've all received a copy of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll move to approve the agenda.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. Motion carried. In our packet, we have received the minutes of the last meeting. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of the August 23rd meeting?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. Motion carried. Next on our agenda, we've got some changes in the Civil Service Commission these days, so we want to recognize the service of two former Civil Service Commission members and one retiring commissioner. Would Nancy, Kurt, and Jane please join Commissioner John Strand at the podium, please?
Good morning. On behalf of the Fargo City Commission, we'd like to thank all of you, current and former members of the Civil Service Commission. You play an important role for employees of the City of Fargo. It's important for our employees to be heard and to have their perspectives considered through the appeal process. We value the experience and insight each of you bring through your professional experiences. Today, we especially want to recognize our former and outgoing commissioners. All three of these Civil Service Commissioners have served in the chair or vice chair role for the commission at some point in time over the past 2+ decades. First, we would like to recognize Nancy Jordheim. Nancy has been a Civil Service Commissioner since February 1999. She has 24 years of service with the City of Fargo Civil Service Commission. Thank you, Nancy Jordheim.
Thank you, John. It's been a pleasure.
It's an honor working with you always. Next, Jane Pettinger. Jane has been a Civil Service Commissioner since July 2000. She has 23 years, only 23 years of service with the City of Fargo Civil Service Commission. Thank you, Jane.
Thank you, John.
She's also the foremost expert on parliamentary procedure in town.
Oh, yes.
And finally, Kurt Losi. Kurt has been a Civil Service Commissioner over 2 periods of time. He served from August 1992 to June 2004. He returned to the Commission in November 2010 and will retire from the Commission on September 30th. Kurt has also served on the Position Evaluation Committee, PEC, for a number of years as well. He has 25 total years of service with the City of Fargo Civil Service Commission. Thank you, Kurt, very, very much. Thanks to all of you for your dedicated service to the City of Fargo. We hope you continue to be active with the city and overall community, and wish you the very, very, very best.
Thank you.
Yeah, I too would like to thank you for for your service. The amount of years there, that's exemplary. I mean, actually, I'm going to have to retire at some point from this commission also, just to figure out when I started, because I have no idea. It's got to be in that same period of time, I do believe. But thank you. Next on the agenda, we'll move on to other business, and we will review the City of Fargo Employment Policy 300-008A. During the last meeting, we discussed the Civil Service Commission disciplinary action appeal hearing procedures policy and provided feedback to Human Resources and the City Attorney. You have all received a copy of the revised policy. Do we have any further comments or questions related to the draft policy?
No other questions. I had provided Jill and Ashley just a couple of corrections from that corrected copy, which I think they gave you guys printouts of as well. Just a couple of things. Obviously, as you update policy, sometimes you just miss a couple of things. So this policy includes writing out numbers and then including them in parentheses. I just had missed a couple of those spots and just a couple commas. So other than that, I think it's looking good from when we talked about it at the last meeting.
Great. And Scott, I just realized that we had not forwarded Anne Marie's changes to you, so we will get those to you. But as she stated, that primarily it's just corrections on how we wrote the numbers and spelled out the numbers. Anne Marie, you had recommended moving the written information must include page numbers out of this series and just down as a note in that section. And I think that's a great suggestion. We can make that change. And so those really were the handful of changes that we will get a copy to you here, Scott.
That's fine. Thank you.
Okay. I would say then also, just on the second page, B2, just put a space between the 5 and the business.
Yep. Good catch. And that one too would need a 5 that's spelled out as well, in parentheses. Just to match the
Jill, do
rest
you
of the
see
way.
where I'm talking about?
Okay, yes, we see.
So if that is it, is there a motion to advance the policy revisions through the normal policy review and approval process?
So moved.
I would make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Commissioners, if I could just add at this point, so as we discussed last time, we will now be advancing the policy onto the City Commission, and we'll work with the City Attorney, with Nancy, as well as the Commission to update that next section that really will outline what the process will be and what the expectations will be for a City Commission appeal. Other than the time frame that employees have to appeal to the City Commission, we really don't have that outlined in ordinance or policy. So this will be a good opportunity to complete that section of the policy as well. And then once we have that portion drafted, we'll circulate it back to all of you to review to see if you have any questions or suggestions as well. But that would help us to just close out that whole appeal process with the city.
Okay, well, thank you. Any other discussion? If not, roll call.
Wennis,
Aye.
Losi,
Aye.
Campbell,
Aye.
Worth,
Aye.
Grinlin, absent.
Motion carried. Is there any other business? If not, is there a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second?
I'll second.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you all.